Hiya folks, Cyclops FBV here, and today I'm going to be doing probably a short series of videos, mainly a build series on a budget, and probably I'm going to name this as a junkyard build or junkyard budget build, something like that. Now, what this is going to be, it's going to be a long range GPS 3-inch build with an F405 speedybee flight board and digital HD walksnail camera, as I said, a GPS, and I'm hopefully going to be able to do missions on this and stuff like that. This is all new to me. I've never done this before, and it's a bit of a challenge. So far, all you see in front of you has only cost me $10, which is the frame. The props I've already, I was gifted when I ordered something a while ago. It took a while to come in, and I guess as a sort of sorry gesture, they sent me, I think it was 4, 8, 19 and 12. I think they sent me about 16 props in a bag, 3-inch props, which I never really used, and so they cost me nothing. The motors, which are, you know, baby ape motors, because that's what this frame is, they were also gifted from one of my viewers that subscribed to my channel. I bought a quad off him last year, and he gifted me a frame with 4 motors already on it, and which is what these come off, and then he gave me a box full of the same motors. I think there was about 8 of them in there, 8 or 10, something like that. So I thought, well, these motors will go with the flight board that I'm using. They fit on the frame, and they're compatible with everything else that I'm going to be using. And I'm not after speed on this, because it's going to be a long range type affair, so speed's not really important. And I've used these motors on another quad, so I've got no issues with these motors. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I've had no problems with them. They're fast enough, they work well, and they're quite efficient. Now, talking of efficiency, I can get 7 minutes out of a standard baby ape, and that's doing like freestyle with throttle pops and all that, and cruisy sort of flights mixed in. I recently did a Modular 7 where I can get 8 to 9 minutes out of a standard like 650, 550 battery, through doing filter tuning and that. So I'm gonna be doing something like that on this as well. So I'm hoping to get about 10 minutes, maybe even more. But I'll have to mess around when I've got it all set up to do that. Right, so I've done the TPU GPS bracket, which is already on there, as you can see, with the antenna hole, and there's a couple of other little holes in there as well for bits and pieces. And I've also done the bumper feet as well. I actually done them last year when I first got my 3D printer. The frame, like I said, was $10, and this is the V2 frame, which is a bit odd because I ordered the V1 frame, but since they sent me the V2 frame, that's even better, because I wanted the aluminium standoffs and not the nylon ones, because they strip out too easy. I've got the walksnail unit, which I bought 2 years ago, so already had that, so that didn't cost me anything. The ELRS receiver I'm going to be putting in there is a very small one, and it's an external one. That cost me $12, but that was last year, so again I've already got that. So that just leaves the flight board, and well, that's going to cost me $44 or £44. So all in all, I built a quad for less than $60 or £60, whichever way you want to look at it, and that's all in. That's everything: GPS, ELRS, the Blue Jay flight boards, the motors, the props, everything, the camera, the lot. So that's, you know, that's that's pretty good going. But not everyone's going to have them sort of spares, but they probably got spares like analog or something like that, which I could also do. I could also keep this as an analog quad, but I thought, well, I've already got two baby apes that are analog. I may as well go digital. I've got a digital unit sitting there doing nothing. I may as well use it. So it's got, this is the flight board's going to be up to 6S, so I'm going to down it down to 3S, and at a later date I might change the motors and turn it into 4S. But as I said, the speed and the power isn't what I'm after on this build. It's distance and efficiency. Because it's going to have a GPS on it, I want it to go out as far as it will go out, and then if anything goes wrong, flick a switch and it will come back and it will, you know, do what a GPS does. So it's not about speed, although I've saved weight and gained speed using bi-blades. So that will give me the efficiency and the power, if I need it, to you know, to get anywhere in a hurry. I know the motors are capable of a fair old lick anyway, and the flight board will control everything. I might do a separate video on the flight board that I'm getting, but it's got all the bells and whistles on it. It's got all the UARTs I need. It's got all the BECs that I need, because I'm going to have to run 3 BECs, 5-volt BECs on it. The UARTs, I'm going to need at least 3 UARTs. So it's got everything on it, so no problem. And I think I can get it all to fit on there as well, so that's going to be good. The weight I'm hoping to keep under 100 grams, but we'll see. Again, that's not really a problem, you know, not for 3-inch anyway. So yeah, so I built the frame up. I've done all my measurements on there. Everything's going to work out okay. I'll just have to like assemble it when I get all the bits, and to do it as cheap as possible, and to have a decent flight controller on it, decent speed, but more important, efficiency, and HD as well, you know. So, and then it's all, I'm gonna update all the firmware to the latest stuff, so you know it will fly okay. I'll bind it all to my radio, and I'll set up all the GPS and everything. I've never done that before. I'm gonna have to watch some videos on setups and stuff. But yeah, this is going to be my build. Now I chose a split deck frame because it's just easier to mount everything in there. All I've got to do is take the top deck off. I can get to all the solder points. It's going to have a sideways USB on it. It's going to have a T antenna, probably located underneath, because this is going to be flying high and slow. So it'd be better to put the VTX antenna or the ELRS antenna at the bottom, and then the GPS will go on the top at the back. And I want to do it so that there's no conflicting signals that's gonna interrupt anything. It's going to have a capacitor on it, probably 16 volt, and yeah, all the usual stuff really. Yeah, so it should be a good, interesting build. As I said, it's going to be cheap as chips. I've got most of the bits already, just the flight controller, loads of configuration and setting up. I could always download a preset for 3" if it don't fly too good on the standard settings. Add my own rates in there, and hopefully I want it to do outbound missions as well on GPS. I'm not sure if it can be done. I think you can do it on iNav, which my flight controller also will support, or is it ArduPilot? One of them anyway. But I'm gonna have a play around with that to do outbound missions as well. So that's the idea anyway. So we got the frame, we got the motors, we got the props, we got the camera, we got the ELRS. I haven't got the flight controller yet. I'll have to order that in. Yeah, that's about it really. The camera will obviously have the VTX on it because it's walksnail. That'll go straight on top of the stack, and it should fit. I've got all the nuts and bolts and all the extras I need for everything. It's not going to have any LED lights on it. I don't see the point in it. Oh, I will be adding a buzzer to it, a lost and found buzzer. I've got some 5 volt really big loud ones. I'll be adding that to the flight controller and setting it up on a switch, so if anything does happen I can use that. Well, that's it for now folks. Till I get the flight controller I can't really do much more, so I'll have to order that in. That'll be in a few weeks time, and that's it, you know. Everything's ready to go. Right, well that's it then folks. Keep tuned, and I'll do an update. See you later. Bye bye.